where we cover different objectives, such as not just education to our audience or the customers, but also ROI-led initiatives, because that's something that is a little untapped into when it comes to fundraising through online platforms. Right now, we have all the big NGOs doing this in a very successful manner because they have all the marketing machinery at their disposal to do so. Whilst I do see there's a large gap with upcoming foundations and NGOs when it comes to fundraising. And that's why we have spoken about that in the upcoming slides. I will start by introducing ConnectDG, which is the agency that we have set up in 2020. So as you can see, we are a team of experts. I would like to focus on that because when I say expert, we are not only bringing in a certain pedigree of experience with us, we also bring in a certain amount of insight, and we try and blend factual information with creative intuition to deliver on our client objectives when it comes to marketing, right? So if I have to sum up our purpose or our existence, it would be that we help founder-led businesses tackle marketing problems with our expertise. Okay, so that is something that's our ethos, and that's our ethos of our existence. And yeah, we can move to the next slide. Yes. So from this section onwards, I'm going to let my colleague Deepali take over, and then I'll touch upon the strategic part towards the end. This section outlines the hygiene points that we must consider for somebody who's a novice or an amateur at social media or their marketing game, right? So this is really been drafted from a lens of someone who's an entry-level person, albeit I have tried to condense as much as I can from a strategic lens towards the end of the presentation. So we will cover on that. Like I said, the 360-degree approach that we spoke about will be covered towards the end of it. But the current slides are also important for us to get started on our digital marketing journey. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Deepali, who will be taking it from here. Excuse me. Yeah. Over to you, Deepali. Deepali, I think you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm unable to hear Deepali.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was on mute. Yeah. So good evening, everybody, and thanks, Prathamesh. Going forward, I'll of digital marketing, what all you can do into digital marketing right from the beginning, and going towards the website part of it. That's the website development. Okay. So as I mentioned, there's like
Hello, is any screen sharing or just for voice is going on? Screen is not visible.
Screen is visible. Can you please rejoin?
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, please, Deepali, go ahead. Sorry for the interruption.
no problem. Yeah. So moving forward, as I told, the social digital marketing consists of four parts. One, social media. Two, paid ads, SEO, and the website. So SEO is can be for both for social media as well as for the website. So that's called social like search engine optimization. One for the social media and one for the website. Social media involves organic marketing as well as the paid marketing. So, before I move on to the Instagram accounts, I would like to I would like to shed some light on what's organic marketing and what's paid marketing. So, organic marketing is anything and everything that you post on the internet or interact with the netizens basically. That is your organic marketing, with which does not involve any sort of payment. This is done only through the free means. Whereas paid ads or paid marketing involves the paid channels or the paid advertising part of it, where you have to pay Facebook, Meta, or any other advertising platform a certain amount to rank your website or your social media above. Moving on to the Instagram accounts, I'll quickly take you through the different types of Instagram accounts. Although, so here are 6 types of account. Although the major ones are personal, business, and creator. Then there is public figure, Instagram shop, and professional account. So personal account is your very own Instagram account, which every creator, which every individual can create. Business account is something that involves some business features which you can create for your businesses. Creator account is for the influencers with at least over 10,000 followers. Public figure is a verified account of some celebrities. Instagram shop is again business like, but fully dedicated to like e-commerce part of it. So people can sell the products directly from the Instagram shop. And then professional account, it is not very much common in India yet, but it is for the musicians and the basically artists with some customized facilities for them. Yeah. So this is the overview of how a personal versus a creator versus a business account looks like. So this one is the personal account. It does not have things like view shop or contact or email. Uh, Things like that. Then this coming to the creator account. This is a creator account where you have things like like message, email. So what happens when it is a creator account? It's basically people would want to connect with them for some collaboration or something. So they can reach out to them over emails. And like you can see, this is the business account, which clearly has a view shop, email, and you can also have a call button instead of a email button. Yeah, so personal account, it is the standard account for the individual users. It is designed for sharing the personal photos and the personal assets, basically to respected followers only. So basically, whoever is following you can only view your photos and videos. It also provides basic analytics like number of likes, number of comments, etc. And it allows you to connect with the other users using the direct message feature. Creator account, as I said, it's designed for the influencers, content creators, and public figures. Similar to the business, but it is very similar to the business account, but with a focus on personal branding rather than promoting the products or services. So in the business account, we promote the products and the services, but in the creators account, we promote ourselves basically. Um, like very similar to personal account, it also provides you with the insights and analytics of the post performance and the audience demographics. It's the analytic report that is provided here is slightly more cohesive and contains like much more detailed information. Then access to Instagram's latest creative tools or stories. Basically, the creator account gets the access to like some extraordinary music, some extraordinary features that are only available for the creator account. Business account, coming to business account, it is created for the businesses, like I showed you in an example, the Zara shop, like you can see. uh, yeah, sorry. So it offers features like it offers much more features than the creator or the personal account. It has a contact button so that users can get in touch directly via phone, email, or even the location option is there. In provides in-depth analytics about the post performance. You can also run ads here to reach a broader audience. Then it also has provide swipe up links. So basically, this feature is also available in case of creators account, but with the accounts who have followers more than 10,000. So anybody who is scrolling through your stories, and if you attach a link there, they can reach out to your stories. They can reach out to your XYZ website, or whichever link you would wanna target them to. Yeah. So, after this, like, what are the best suitable accounts for NGOs or impact driven accounts? So, coming to this, so basically, a personal account is only for the individuals who do not want to do anything except for posting their own pictures. So, personal account is nowhere like recommended for the NGOs. The account which is recommended is business account, mainly because you can share the updates of your projects, and you can also use the features of the Instagram insights to test the performance of your posts, and then improvise on it. You can also look for the demographics, so whether the more male audience is active on your account, or whether more female. So you can have gender driven content on your uh, posts, on your feed basically. And it will also help the user to connect with you using the contact button that's there. And creator account is recommended in case when there is some influencer or public figure who is associated with your organization. So if there is a strong personal branding, personal bonding of the influencer or the celebrity with the brand, then it does drive impact. Like, it makes sense to have a creator account. It has, as we discussed, it has very similar features to that of business account, but it emphasizes more on the personal branding. So that is why it is recommended only in case if there is any big influencer celebrity associated with this, with the NGO brand. Going.
Okay, just a second, Dipali. I just wanted to like quickly understand from our participants, how many of you have a business account? If you can just put up a thumbs up, it will help us understand about like your accounts and your like social media as well. If you can raise your hand or put a thumbs up, even that would help us in understanding. Okay, okay. Great. I think not a lot of organizations have like business account. So yes, good to understand this. Thank you so much. Dipali, you can continue with your pointers.
Yes. So moving forward, so lately on 15th of June, there's this new feature that has come in, which is called Instagram broadcast channel. IG is for Instagram. So broadcast channel is this channel is as good as the WhatsApp broadcast groups. So where it's like a cohesive group where where like-minded people can come together and like take the benefits of this broadcast. So only the host is allowed to send messages. However, the participants in the group can react, or they can basically react or take benefit from the messages that go on the group broadcast. So broadcast channels are a public one-to-many messaging tool for creators to directly engage with their followers at scale. Creators can use these channels to stay in the know with the latest updates and behind the scenes movement. So a lot of times there are things that you would not want to share it on the feed, but you would want to share it with your cohesive group, or uh, your members who are interested in this. So for example, any behind the scenes that are happening at the NGO, you would not necessarily want to share it on the feed, but you can share it here and have a reaction from the users. How to create a broadcast channel? Since this is a new feature, I thought I would just put these in steps on for how to create this. So, typically, account more than 10,000 followers are eligible for the broadcast channel. So, no, it's not for everybody, but it is for the people who, for the accounts who have more than 10,000 followers. And then second major requirement is having a high quality profile. So what is a high quality profile? It's like you're doing consistent posts, you have good number of likes, consistent comments coming in, and then it could also be a verified profile. So these are the requirements from to access the broadcast feature of Instagram. Once you have the access, you can open your Instagram app and click on the messenger icon on the top right corner. Then click on the edit or write message icon on the right side corner of the on the top. At this point, select create broadcast channel. So automatically, when you click on that icon, it will show you an option, just very similar to how it is in WhatsApp. You'll have this option and you can name that channel as you want to, and then you can choose your audience also. It's like you can create your own broadcast channel with different groups as well. So here's an example of how a broadcast channel looks like. So I'll take you to this link. Just give me a moment. Okay, so the link is not opening on my desktop as of now, but here's how the channel looks like. So this particular channel is by Karishma Mehta, called Cove by Karishma, and it's a channel where she puts a lot of things about mental awareness and self-care. So here's how these are the members of the group, and here's how people can react. So anybody with the link can discover the broadcast channel and view the content. If it is an open group, anybody can join the channel. Then all followers will receive the notification first, inviting them to join. So you can choose whom you want to send the notification, and once they get the notification, they'll be able to join this channel. Um, so I'll share this link with you all in the chat. You can access it later, like once the presentation is done. So you can have an hands-on experience of how a broadcast channel is. Then coming to how impact-driven accounts can leverage this particular feature. So as I mentioned, since the broadcast channels are a more cohesive group, it will involve audience who are more keen and devoted. So you can easily use this tool to leverage that audience by engaging them with your post, with your activities. So what all you can do, you can organize the webinars and online workshops to educate these sort of audience with your mission, projects, etc. So this can be an exclusive, like we are doing a webinar right now. Similar webinar can be done with those people because they are genuinely interested. Otherwise, they wouldn't join the broadcast channel. So that's the key here. Then you can organize the community events or exhibitions where you can showcase the NGOs work and engage with the audience on face-to-face basis. You can use the poll feature on the platform. So there's also an option to put a poll in the broadcast channel itself, like very similar to what we do in WhatsApp, like putting the poll in WhatsApp to get the opinion of of the participants in the group. So very similar to that, you can use the poll feature. You can ask questions related to your NGO or any other current issues to get an opinion from them, and create awareness based on their opinion. Then involve the audience in the decision making. So if there's anything that's coming in, any project, any fundraising event that's coming in the NGO, you can definitely involve the audience in the decision making of it. This will also, make them feel, yeah, that they are a part of something big. So then to test the knowledge of your audience, so using the poll feature, you can basically test the knowledge, how engaged or how, how correct your audience is, and if by any chance they are not, they don't have their facts checked, or you see that there's a lack in the knowledge of your audience, you can use this as a tool to educate them, using like then posting the accordingly on the feed. Okay, moving on the conversation to paid ads. This was all about organic marketing till here.
Yeah,
Now,
just
yeah.
sorry to interject. Before we move to paid ads, I just want to touch upon one point on broadcast channels.
Okay.
A key way to leverage a medium like that would be to also donor outreach, or it could also be for donor education, right? So if you have your current set of donors, you can create a group for them on WhatsApp or Instagram. Okay, like in the form of a broadcast channel, and then your on ground team or your marketing teams can send them frequent updates about the projects, about what's happening, so it has to be a little more data led. You'll have to like the mechanics have to be planted or devised in a way where you are having the donors follow you on Instagram at the first place, and then they become a part of a broadcast channel where, say for example, the on ground team is able to deliver daily updates or fortnightly updates on the project. Now what that does is actively get a donor involved into the project in the form of like it's a one way thing, right? It's a one way communication channel. So it's not like you're answering queries, it's not like you're answering any questions. You are just sending them updates about the project, but it helps them keep engaged with the project. It helps them get in tune with what is happening on ground. And say for example, if there are any pivots or anything that needs to be done for the project heads, right, they have access to day-to-day updates, and then you can accordingly have conversations with them. So it's a great tool for having donor engagement per se, apart from the general audience that follows you. So just giving it putting it out there that we can also leverage this from a donor lens. Now, how to do that? It'll differ from every NGO to a foundation, because everybody's causes are different, everybody's projects are different, and everybody's project KPIs are different. And based on that, you can accordingly have your broadcast channel devised. Yeah, over to you, Dipali.
Yeah. So moving on the conversation to the paid ads. Till now we discussed everything that was under organic marketing. Now paid advertising is the online method of advertising your brand. That's the key. Now, coming to types of paid ads, like there is basically two paid ads involved: paid search and paid search and social media advertising. So paid search is basically your search engine marketing, that is for your website links to rank higher. So when you go on Google and search for your website, or not necessarily for the website but anything related to your, so for example, best NGOs in Mumbai or NGO near me, so your website should rank up when somebody is searching for using these keywords. So how to do that? That's done using the paid search advertising, that is search engine marketing. So businesses can bid to appear at the top of the search, and that is above the organic result. So these links are usually above the organic results. Basically, like it, written like it's a sponsored link for, and this is for the certain keywords. So like I said, key NGOs near me, NGOs in Mumbai, or best NGOs in Mumbai. So you will rank for such keywords once you do this paid search. And then social media advertising involves the ads that are run on the social media, like your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. So these ads are coming different formats for different platforms that we will look into in the next slides. So, what analytic reports for paid ads look like? Basically, what happens is when you do a normal traditional marketing or a print ad, you will never get such reports. So here, so this is a report of one of our advertisement that we did for one of our clients. So basically, when you run an ad, uh, and once the ad is set and it's out there, you get to know the impressions. Right now it's not here, but you get to know the reach, how many people have seen the ad, how many uh, matlab, it has reached to how many people basically, and how many leads we were able to. So this was particularly lead generation ad. So how many leads we were able to pull out using the lead generation ad, and then what is the amount that was spent. So you get everything, and then you also get the gender distribution, like are women targeted, like are women seeing these ads, or men seeing these ads more. So based on that, you can take the next steps of how you want to optimize your ads. So Facebook ad objectives could be anywhere from brand awareness, reach, engagement, traffic. So I'll take you through each one of this. Awareness is mainly increasing the visibility and reach of your brand. So basically, let's say there's a NGO named Star NGO, and nobody knows of Star NGO because it's a newly established NGO. So how do I get people known of the NGO? So I'll start running ads with an objective of brand awareness, where like there will be increased visibility of my brand, Star NGO, and likewise more and more people would come to know about it. Reach is maximize the ad exposure to a broader audience. So reach is when you are targeting your ads but to a specific audience. Like basically, you don't want to target. So first, in the brand awareness, you're targeting it to everybody. Reach, you don't want to you might don't not want to target it to kids, because what will kids do? Kids in the sense ki, in the age of let's say teenagers. So you don't want to target them. You want to target people who are of let's say 35 plus. So you will target them, and that's how you will maximize the exposure of the ads. Engagement, you can encourage the likes, comments, and share using the advertisement. So we can run specific ads for page likes, for post likes, etc. Traffic, so you can lead your ads to a specific landing page or a website. So you have an option in the ads to visit website. So you can simply have an ad which can take the people, which can drive the traffic to your websites directly. App install, so this is recommended for the for people who have apps. So if you want to encourage users to download your app, you can use this as an ad objective. Then video views. So suppose you have some video about your organization or anything new that you are doing, any new project, any new fundraising video, etc. So you can promote this videos to get more and more views. Then lead generation. As I mentioned about the in my previous slides, we had done this for one of our clients. So in case you wanna get, so in case of NGOs, you might wanna collect some information, some data about your potential donors. So you can simply attach a form along with your advertisement. The advertisement can contain things about you're looking for a donor, or uh, something on those lines, and then you can attach a form uh, where the donor will fill in the details like name, number, email, whatever you ask them for, how much donation that they are willing to give, and likewise. So then this lead form gets collected in the back end of the Facebook, and these can be downloaded, and then somebody from the organization can reach out to them. So this makes like it's a way where we are directly establishing communication with the donors. And then conversion. This is mainly for the e-commerce, so where you directly advertise your product and ask the users to shop now with the shop now CPA.
Yeah. Thanks, Dipali, for covering these objectives. I just want to add on to one point here. So, how you
Yes.
mentioned lead generation. So, this is an ideal objective for NGOs or extremely nascent level organizations who don't even have a website yet, right?
Yes.
Because if you are looking at fundraising, for example, then in that case, lead generation becomes like that microsite or that form that people can fill out if they're interested, albeit that is not a recommended form of fundraising or not the best way to optimize your bang for the buck in terms of ROI. What would be a better way to do it is to invest in a landing page, if not for a complete website, where you have a fundraising form, which in towards the end of this presentation, we have touched upon best practices for websites, and then we will be taking that section up. But what that entails is having a very specified categorized products. Say for example, if you are an Akshay Patra Foundation, okay, you have an option of donating 3,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, and with each of these products that they have made, I'm calling them products because they have standardized the donation amounts, and they have clearly mentioned that with 6,000 rupees you're feeding X number of children for the next 1 year, right? So you have a very tangible outcome for the end user to look at you, and based on that is how you're also encouraged to donate. And using that landing page as the link, you run traffic ads, which means that now you're getting more and more people to come onto the website or that particular landing page where you have this donation form. And it's not just a donation form, there's a payment getaway that people can just scan a QR code, they can plug in their credit card details and make the donation. It has to be very simplified for the end user, right? And obviously, depending on the FCRA and all the other permissions that we have from international markets, if we have that in place, then this can also be facilitated for international markets. And it becomes a very easy tool for somebody sitting in the United Kingdom or the United States to send you dollars and dollars of money for a certain cause that we might have. So I strongly encourage that if we have not already invested in an infrastructure like that, I must reckon that you guys start investing in something which is as simple to do as a website with all the key details. And we will touch upon how a website should look and feel and all the technicalities of it from a UI UX lens for the impact sector. But that's rudimentary and that's fundamental for you to go on this journey, because it's one thing to run ads and it's second thing to get ROI out of your ads, right? And again, coming from a product lens or from an NGO lens, I will encourage you to, with time, to start factoring these marketing expenses into your project cost, right? Because it is important what you can do as an NGO without these versus what you can do as an NGO with these tools, paid tools. The numbers are different, and hence the impact on a creator on ground is also different. So if you are using these tools, it's equipping you to do this or do transformation or to bring about impact at scale being the keyword, right? So yeah, and that's why you will see all the big NGOs having this infrastructure in place, and they are really good at using this. So yeah, that was my add-on to this particular slide.
Right. Yeah. Similar to Facebook ads objective, we have the Instagram ads objective. So there's a lot of discussion that just happened on it. So I'm not gonna dive deeper into it. Then there are some hygienes that we should take care of while setting up the ads on Facebook and Instagram. This we have learned the hard way with our experience, but now it's all like it's just a cakewalk for us. So we would recommend like creating a business account manager. This is a dedicated account which will help you manage your advertising pages and other assets in one location. um, so you can attach all your Facebook page, Instagram page to this particular business manager. So for example, if a star, I'm again taking the example of a star NGO. So a star NGO has a business manager account, and then under it, it has a star NGO Facebook page, star NGO Instagram page, and then star NGO ads manager. So that's how it should be. Then coming to granting the access to any of your digital marketing agencies, it is possible to provide a direct business to business access without sharing your personal assets. So that is recommended. So only if you have a proper business manager account, you will be able to give the direct access to your business pages, business assets only, without sharing your personal assets. But if this is not in place, and but in that case you might have to share your personal credentials or for the digital marketing agency to look into. Then this approach significantly it reduces the risk of account deactivation, which otherwise is very common in case of Facebook, because any suspicious account found by Facebook, they immediately deactivate it. So it becomes a task to revive that account. So that is why it is, highly recommended to have a proper business manager account and proper pages linked to that particular business account. And in this case, when the account deactivation happens, there's a very high chance that your personal account may also get affected and it may get deactivated. So to avoid that, you should always have this in place and give a direct business to business access. Coming to like concluding this, it is also advisable to create a dedicated ads manager, again to avoid the risk of account deactivation. This is how a business manager looks like. So, for example, you have a Connect DG business account. Under this, you only have the people whom you give the access to, you give the control to. And then you have this add partnerships option. And inside business assets, you have all your assets related to your business, like pages, Facebook page, Instagram page, mainly. And you can also, in addition to that, you can also attach a WhatsApp API to your business manager. Coming to the LinkedIn ads objective, this is slightly different from what we saw on Facebook and Instagram ads objective. So you can share the content here. So you can share the blogs or long email newsletters, which can be which can be advertised on LinkedIn. Then sponsored email. So there's a option of sending an email using your LinkedIn account. So this goes as an email, but through LinkedIn to your to the users directly. Um, so you can advertise that as well. So it's visible in the inbox, LinkedIn's inbox. Then there are message ads, which can be shown in the message box of LinkedIn. Then lead generation, similar to lead generation, website visits, and brand awareness. All these three similar to what we have in the Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, again, in terms of how to use these ad objectives, it's fairly simple. You know, if you are looking at targeting CSR head, for example, for donations, or a CSR team of any of your prospect donors that you're looking at, an in-mail would be better where you send across your proposals, your project proposals, or your whatever proposals that you might have. Otherwise, you can use the other tools like Dipali mentioned for sponsored content, where you are advertising your reports, you're advertising your brand videos or your project videos, just to sort of bring about awareness within that stakeholder or the community that you're targeting. Right. So that's the primary way of leveraging LinkedIn. It's mainly used for B2B, while your Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, is used for an individual donor. LinkedIn is leveraged for an institutional donor. That's the difference, So that's the platform difference, and that's the generic difference. It's not like you will not get an individual donor from LinkedIn. Chances are you might. Okay, some C-suite person looks at your content, they really resonate with it. They're very happy to pledge a certain amount. But again, that's not the primary objective of using LinkedIn. It's mainly used for B2B purposes. So just keeping that in mind while you do your media planning. Now, either you do this through an in-house team or you do it through an external agency. Either ways, it's good to have a clarity in terms of your customer first based or your donor that you're targeting, and then going into the channel mix or the media mix that you want to target. So yeah, the foundation here would be to identify your audience segment first, or the donors that you want to target, and based on that deciding which of the 2 or 3 platforms that you want to go for. Yes, please continue, Dipali.
Yes. So, what could be the social media ads objective with respect to an NGO or the impact driven account? So first can be awareness and brand visibility. You increase the NGO's visibility on the social media channels, making people aware of your organization's work, missions, values, etc. Community engagement, to form a community on internet, across different social media platforms, which can join with your NGO's mission, and thereby encouraging the likes, comments, and shares on your feed. This also this can like social media ads can also be used to come to for storytelling. So basically the stories can be about your beneficiaries, success stories, and the impact of the NGO's work. So if you can see, if you can go and see on Instagram, we have a page called Ra Foundation. We It is run by us, and we do a lot of this. Like uh, do a- we do tell the compelling stories about the beneficiaries on the feed, which in turn provoke the donors to join with the mission. So this is how it is impacted in the long run. So emotional storytelling can be a very powerful tool in connecting with the audience and inspiring their action. So, like I said, it provokes the donors to bring in the donations. Then you can do donations and fundraisings. The You can run the campaigns to attract the donations and raise funds for your specific projects or ongoing projects. So I also have some examples how people are leveraging this to get the donations for XYZ projects, especially into water security part of it. Then advocacy and awareness campaigns. This is very similar to the brand awareness. So you s- say, suppose you want to create some image of your organization in the eyes of the users. So you can specifically promote campaigns which have these specific causes, and which can focus on the specific issues, and based on that you can run the ads to create that image. This will also include your like you raising awareness about the environmental issues, social injustice, whatever your NGO is working towards, basically. Then, if there's any event that is coming by and you want more and more audience to participate in the event, so you can run simply promote that event on internet and mm, like create a create a cohesive group of people who can join in and work together for the goal. Um, Coming to impact measurement and reporting, you can use the ads to share the outcome and impact of the NGO's project. So whatever is happening day in day out through your projects at the NGO, you can create the advertisements, and this in turn will create an impact in the on the people who see this as a achievement from by your NGO. So that, and like I said, here are the examples of the how the ads are run. So it is easier to help children choose the path of education. Donate now. So here the Khushi NGO is asking for the donations for the children's education. Again, this is open school program. All donations, sorry, so this is again for girl child education. Then every child has the basically all these are for the education only, but you can like create it for your own goals. So, key points to consider while you are doing the paid ads. So, you need to have a audience that is very much defined. You can't like run ads for everyone. That will not be much fruitful. So, once you define the target audience based on their interest, behavior, and demographics, you can reach out to only those individuals. To having a call to action, so you can have a CTA, which guides the audience to take the desired action. So for example, whether it's donating or signing up for the volunteering, so you can have sign up as a volunteer, that becomes your CTA. Then if you want somebody to donate, so donate now, that becomes your CTA. Then if you want somebody to share your content, so share now, that becomes your CTA. So you should be doing this because that provokes the user or the viewer to do the desired action. So compelling visuals and messaging, I missed this one point. You should your basically your creative should have emotions, and it should convey the NGO's mission and values. Allocate a suitable budget for the ad campaigns at the beginning of the uh, while you set up the ads, and you should always monitor the performance, and anywhere if you see after analyzing the data, if you see the ads are not performing well, you should always go back and optimize the ads using the different permutations and combinations of the targeting, and look for the improved results. Consistency and authenticity, you should ensure that there is no duplication of any ads. It shouldn't be copy pasted content, and you should maintain the consistency in messaging and advertising, so that your visibility on the internet is there throughout. Then you should also look for the keywords. The keywords are very much important. What keywords you put, like in the beginning only, I explained you with an example. NGOs near me, best NGOs in Mumbai, etc., or NGOs target doing work for girl child education. So the keywords like this you should always keep in mind, and you should try and use those keywords on every content possible. So for example, you can use it on every social media post, hashtags, captions, etc. And then you can use it on website, blogs, through blogs or whatever the content is there on the website. So that, And how to find these keywords also, like you need to look for some tools where you can uh, search for the trending keywords and then include those. And then you can also do the competitive analysis. So basically what your competitors are doing, what keywords they are targeting, you can look for those, and then you can use you can identify the opportunities and the trend in your particular industry, and then use those keywords in to your organization content. Then coming to keyword tools, there are there's Google Keyword Planner, then there is Uber Suggest, then there is SEMrush. So all of these three tools are very useful to give you the keywords. And using the Google Keywords Planner, you will also be able to find out not just the keywords, but along with the keywords, you will also be able to find out the search volume. So what is search volume? Basically number of searches happening around that keyword becomes your search volume. So, and what is the competition? So basically competition is like how many competitors are aiming or targeting using the same keyword. So you can, if the competition is very high, there's a higher chance that your competitor will be ranking first. So you should always go for a keyword which has a high volume and low competition. So your keyword will be unique that way, and you will rank for those particular keywords above your competitors. So you should always keep that in mind. I'm repeating: high volume and low competition. Uber suggests it offers again. It's very, all these are very similar, so I won't go into the detail. Every tool has its own pros and cons, but our personal recommendation is Google Keyword Planner, which we use for our clients. Uh, okay, from here over to Urvi. uh, like this is all about the website content and website design. So
Yeah, I'll just take up this one particular slide and then we can
yes.
take from there. So if you see that we have a framework here called Discover, Inform and Educate and Convert. Okay. Now, what I want to do is that while we have learned the extreme basics and fundamentals of how to create an account, how to create a personal, how to move from a personal to a business account or a creator account, and then keywords and like, and we have also progressed towards keywords, which is a little more technical in nature, such as paid ads. Okay, now I want to move on the strategy side of things, right? Because without a strategic approach to your marketing, it is not going to work. It is just like an FYI sort of a thing that we are doing, where whatever content we're putting out is more of an awareness or just tells the consumer about the project, but again is not meeting your business objectives or your foundation's objectives in terms of revenue generation or fundraising and things like that, right? So it starts with how you like, there are different frameworks that you can use in terms of marketing. The most used one is IDA, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. It's a funnel process. We have not included it in this presentation because it gets into the more technical side of things, or it gets into consumer behavior, it gets into consumer psychology. So I will encourage for you guys to go back after this webinar and research on IDA as a framework and understand how it is formulated, and try formulating it for your own organization and see how you can structure your marketing approach given that framework, right? A simplified version of that, okay, would be the Discover, Inform or Educate and Convert model, right? Where you are letting a X person or a X cohort discover your organization through different channels, right? Be it social media, be it search, be it PR-led content, be it offline events, whatever it be. As long as people are discovering you, you need to figure out what are these channels and that work for you. A best way to know which one is working for you is to really try out different channels and see which is working for you the best, and then investing more on those channels, right? For some people, digital works really great, but for some people, offline outreach is still the way to go forward, right? So it totally depends on your type of organization, how you're doing it. So Discover, here I've taken an example of Akshay Patra Foundation. If you click on the video, it opens up to an insider video Insider is a publishing platform, come like a news publisher on YouTube, where you have a lot of content that they push out. So this particular video was about how big batches of food are made, right? And given how Akshay Patra is into making big batches for the midday meals, for the school, the childrens that go to these government schools, you will be able to see the technology, the infrastructure, the kitchen equipment that they're using, the quality controls that they're doing. So it's sort of like a corporate AV, but in a more editorial format, which is enabling anybody and everybody to not just discover them, but also get educated on the processes, SOPs, and the various levels of things that they have to go through to get acquainted with, to be able to deliver a quality product, right? And they're educating the customer or audience through these type of videos, and they're using PR as a channel. They're using Insider's digital page as a channel to reach people, right? Now you can get editorially featured, and that can still be considered as a marketing outreach, because as we all know, it's not that easy a thing to also get editorial features for your own brand or your organization. You really have to do some really good work for somebody to take notice and start talking about you in newspapers, on radio, on print, and like other platforms. um, the second one will be the inform. They use social channels to inform. Now that you have discovered Akshay Patra as a foundation, you will now go and check them out on their social media platforms. Yeah, if you're intrigued, if you really like the concept, you will explore them on various, you will look them up, you will search for them, right? So inform is done through search. Your discovery is also done through search and social media platforms, but they are using social media as a platform to inform users, right? They have roughly around 66,000 people. They're using a lot of day-to-day updates and content that's going out on a regular basis to educate and inform their audience. And they're converting that. Once the audience is going to the content, once you follow them, you're able to, I'm just mapping out the customer journey, right? In a very, very basic term, basic manner, that you either discover them through search or through PR tools like the video that is linked here. Then they are informing the same audience segment through their social channels, and then they're using their website to convert them to donors. Okay, so that is the customer journey. So why I'm asking you guys to start using frameworks, and there's a lot of marketing theory out there. You need to see which frameworks work for you. Either you bring in an expert to guide you in terms of building these frameworks and making them suitable for your particular organization, or you do the trial and error method and then just learn through the way, right? It's either or. So whatever it is, you still need to leverage frameworks. Otherwise it's like shooting arrows in the dark. You need to be able to structure it in a certain manner. And like I said, AIDA funnel, go through that if you can after this webinar, look it up and see if you can structure it. If not, you can feel free to ask us. You can write to us, or you can ask anybody else who's a marketing expert in your circle, who will be able to impart this knowledge into you and sort of help you building this, or you can use this framework. And then we move to websites in terms of structuring them. So yeah, over to you, Urvi. We can move to the next slide and we can start from there.
Thanks, Prathamesh. Deepali, could you move to the next slide?
Yeah, one.
I think Deepali, you need to share your screen again, or we are unable to see it.
Okay, can you all see now?
Yeah, we
Hello.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so starting the website section with a couple of references for NGOs. These sites are primarily the ones that sort of set the benchmark in terms of the user experience and how seamless their websites are. So you can check these links out. Deepali, you can go ahead. Yeah. So in this section, there will be a couple of screenshots from the website Akshaya Patra Foundation, and we will be explaining how they have sort of leveraged what is important and how they're driving conversions. Now, this particular section is definitely highlighting more towards the conversion. So this is a form, right? Or a donation collection form. So how you can contribute, and the whole form itself really simplifies and standardizes donations, right? So there are specific amounts that are already given. So they have leveraged data from what are their frequently donated amounts and put up that in their particular form. So it's very easy for the donor to click on it and go forward and actually make the donation. And they've actually inculcated this in such a smart manner that they're highlighting that the amount that they're donating, the total amount, as well as the fact that they're saving tax on it, which, and also the fact that there's a color change in it. This is a very tiny observation, but when a donor is actually going through the payment process, right, these things do stand out and they end up reading this, which makes it an incentive, and they immediately feel like, you know, these guys are very serious about their work, and they're very they're more focused on what is required. There, post which there is also a checkbox. I would also like to donate for school reopen, sanitization, right? So this specifically showcases an upsell, right? Not only just the donations, but also creates an upsell. Yeah, yeah. This is also a screenshot from so the essential points that I want to highlight here are it is really important from a user experience lens that the viewers are informed at all points. So the user is not lost in this particular site. They know that they're expecting 3 steps for the donation to be completed, right? They know what payment, how much money they've selected, and the process. So it's these tiny little things that also make up for the user experience of the particular website. In terms of the messaging, if you if you notice the banner, it also showcases the image of the children, where it speaks more towards the audience that they're trying to target, also celebrating the 22-year anniversary, right? So milestones like these are also celebrated along with something as simple as payment collections. Deepali, you can go to the next slide. Similar to the previous screenshots, I believe this also showcases a seamless user experience, and perhaps also highlights the amount of money, the $40 and the impact created, the impact that will be created if at all they go through this donation. And so that is in terms of the visual user experience, right? But in terms of the visuals, like if you notice, there is a child in the background, right? So it's these visuals that also showcases the rawness of the work that they do, of the people that it actually impacts to, which really communicates and resonates with the target audience that they're trying to capture. So these are some of the things that should be kept in mind while designing a landing page or a website, so to speak, depending on what the purpose of the website is and what the goal that we're trying to achieve is.
Yeah, I'll take up this slide. Urvi, in the meantime, could you quickly just have the annual report, latest annual report for our foundation open, along with the gender report? We'll just have a cursory look on that, and we'll close the presentation after that. So this is the last slide, guys. Sorry for the longer, we tried to cover in as many smaller details as we could. So coming to this particular last slide of the presentation, I want to just make a recap. and I want to emphasize on what's really important. Okay. There are two things you're doing with your content. Either you are doing an FYI, you're informing, it's like for your information, you're, like the content pieces, educating, or it is, just disseminating information about your project or whatever you're talking about, or it is ROI led, right? ROI could be in the form of monetary or like monetary, or could be in the form of kind, like volunteering, right? So it has to have either of the two objectives. Anything beyond that doesn't make sense and we should scrap it, right? Because when it comes to digital, you have to, you're competing with a lot of other creators, lot of other accounts who are equally trying to get the attention share of a consumer or a user's mind. So you need to be very crisp, you need to be to the point. And if you're educating, please be elaborate about your cause and your project and all of it, but at the same time try and plug in some ROI led CTA, right? You want them to take some action towards the end of each post, towards the end of each content piece that you're creating. It could be something as simple as visit our website to know more. It could be something as simple as DM us to know more, right? Whatever the CTA be, whatever that works for you, your audience, and your cause, you know let that be, but please ensure that there is a CTA link to it. Otherwise it just becomes like an FYI sort of a thing, right? Which is not really, it's a one-way communication. You're not getting anything out of the media or the platform. It is just a hygiene tick mark. Okay, we're also on Instagram, we're also doing this. So unless until you have that sort of strategy, or you have that sort of end goal, or like your outcome that you want from your content linked to your content, it is not really going to deliver on your expectations. So this is where a lot of people go wrong. So it's important to know that everything you do has some sort of a ROI led initiative to it, right? Second, paid media, SEO, and a solid website are very important to meet your business objectives, especially in the digital age, right? Like I said, if you are a NGO operating out of a small town in Madhya Pradesh, right, who may not have the means to get institutional donors. I I am privileged to work with clients. I'm grateful for having clients who have access to institutional donors. Not every NGO will. So we need to be mindful of how do we break through the clutter and reach out to the larger audiences, and that this is where paid media, SEO, and solid website kick in, because these are the only digital tools rather that will help you cut across geographic boundaries, that will help you reach your targeted audience, which means you need to have clarity on who is your targeted audience at the first place, which is the strategy part of it. And then help you fundraise, right? Because it's important that we are using this to fundraise. Otherwise, what's the point of even doing something like this, right? And the more you are able to use these for the betterment of your own foundation, the more you will be able to, like I said, factor in these costs into your project. And every donor now realizes, right, who is a seasoned donor with any impact sector organization, knows for a fact that every project will have a marketing cost, because without that they will not be able to raise the amount of funds they need, and they will not be able to create the impact that is needed. So say for example, without doing any of this, you have donors, okay, organically within your circle or any of that, within just by organic means, without any paid means. If you are getting donors like that, great. But if you are able to say you are an NGO who's working on water security in villages, and through organic reach, you're able to do only two villages, you're only able to make two villages water secure, versus if you start doing these things and you're able to like 10x that, and you're able to do like 20 villages, right? That is called impact at scale. And with 20 villages, you're again placed with the bigger NGOs, you're able to go for these larger events and conferences, and then it's a no-brainer from there. That's my key point that I'm trying to say, is that learn how to leverage these tools and not antagonize them in the form of "Arey ye karke kuch nahi hota." It is because we are not approaching it in a strategic manner. It is because we are posting on Instagram for the sake of posting. It is because we are not able to know, we are not able to understand how to use a website for donations, right? So that is something that's very important. Um, Moving on, it is more than established by now that content is king, but the channels you use to disseminate the content is a more important factor, because that decides the success rate, right? You can create great content, but if you're not using the right platforms, if you're not putting them on the relevant platforms where your audience is present, which means you need clarity on who your audience is, then it is of no use. Follow an IDA funnel like I discussed. Leverage PR. Please leverage PR as much as you could, because it is a great form of discovery. A lot of newspapers love carrying work that is happening on ground, especially it is impacting local communities. If it is impacting indigenous people, if it is impacting, people who don't have access to things, and if you're being an enabler, newspapers love carrying that, right? So you might not be able to get donations from a newspaper article, but at best you will at least get your NGO discovered. People will find out about you, and when they Google search you, that is where your marketing machinery needs to kick in for them to convert to a donor, basically. Then make your last but most important point, make your internal teams your advocates for your work, right? I have seen with my own clients, whatever content we are putting out, they're resharing, and they're not just resharing, they're resharing with a purpose. They're writing their own personal experience of working on that project. They're writing their hardships of executing something like that. And the end result, which is so fruitful and so nice for the donors and for the communities that we're impacting, to see that new people are joining. We are getting literally new donations by people who are in the circles of the internal teams. Say, for example, we are doing a post on LinkedIn. It is shared by our clients' internal team members. Now, their internal team members are connected to different stakeholders in their respective domains or areas of expertise. And those stakeholders are now noticing the work that is happening. And also, there is an emotional angle. There is that proper narrative attached to it, where the internal team member is writing about their hardships over the project, or how they went about executing it, and how the impact was towards the end, brought together. People connect to those stories, people relate, people really, people are moved by these stories, right? And that is when they start coming with you along on your journey. And we have seen some, I mean, I'm not allowed to share numbers, but crazy numbers coming in, from doing something as simple as just getting your team members to share your content, you know. So that's important. And I hope we were able to add some value to you guys through this webinar. And please feel free to reach out to us in the form of an email or the feedback form that Aishwarya is circulating. And we wish you all the best on your marketing journey. And we really hope that more than marketing, whatever you guys are doing is able to bring an impact for the causes that you guys are championing. So kudos to you guys. Great work. Keep up with whatever you guys are doing, and all the best on your journeys ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Prathamesh and the entire team. It was a wonderful session. I would say there are multiple like queries which we tried resolving in the chat feature, but I have again put down the form. Please fill up the form so we can get back to you with the exact answer. Once again, thank you so much, all our participants, for joining. Without your support, this webinar wouldn't have been this great success. And Prathamesh, like for sure, Prathamesh, because there are multiple things involved in marketing and social media, but I feel like there are times where we just miss out on those small things. I think today's webinar, I wouldn't say that there were like lengthy topics, but I think there were multiple topics, but with like those small information which we miss out on a daily basis. We will be sharing the presentation with you, so you guys can go over it again. In case of any queries, you can get in touch with us at ops@connectfor.org. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, Prathamesh, Deepali, and Urvi, for conducting this wonderful webinar. We are very glad for this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Take
Aishwarya.
care.
Thank you, team.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you so much.
you.
Have a great evening.